For those of you just joining us, there are seats every place where classroom seated so everyone can take copious notes. Hopefully you're taking copious notes. So anyway, thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed the breakout sessions. Again, today's whole format is an hour on, an hour off, an hour on, an hour off. So hopefully you will make great use of the breakouts and also the time for networking, because this is really a day about networking. And you should learn a little, you should teach a little, and participate at every possible level that you can. The story arc of today continues with this next panel. We're going to talk a little bit now about my least favorite word. And I have a list of banned words. I think everyone who knows me knows that I, even over Labor Day, wrote my Labor Day rant about banned words and things that, just words I hate. Convergence has got to be on the top of that list. I don't think there's a more misused, more ineloquent way of saying convergence than convergence. It's horrifying. But there's actually a new level of convergence that's going on right now. In the old days, and that goes back, let's say, 5, 8, 10 years, you thought about convergence as the computer and the television set combining. And everybody used to talk about when that's going to happen. And if you remember the contraptions, like the Windows Media Center, that fabulous piece of equipment, I just can't imagine anything less sexy than bringing a date home and saying, "Hi, let me boot up my computer while we get ready to watch this movie." It just makes no sense whatsoever. But there was this idea that the TV and the computer were going to merge. And ultimately, without anybody asking, they did. So the whole concept of that convergence is so out of context to our thought process and our worldview, because of course computers and TV sets are converged. Whether it's Samsung Smart Hub or just the handheld device in your pocket, that level of convergence is out of our thought process. It just is. But what is converging now? What has to converge? And that's really part of the new media landscape. What's going to come together? What things are going to crash into one another that are going to make something spectacular? Well, the first thing comes to mind is content and data. They're coming together. But there are lots of other convergent points, and we should explore them. Because as we get a holistic picture of audiences, and as we get a holistic picture of people, and as technology empowers us to sort through things and filter things, we're able to create new convergent points, each one more or less actionable to what we are trying to accomplish. And so today, we're going to continue our story and see if we can figure out a little bit more about the convergence of mobile, which is, you describe it yourself, your handheld, your tablet, your phone, your car, whatever your wrist device, whatever mobile device you could kind of think up, and digital. Well, digital is a kind of a weird catch-all phrase for that clunky desktop we were talking about. What is digital? What is online? What does that mean? Are they really separate? After all, every device now is digital. Digital's, you can't just say, there's no analog in this conversation. It's all digital. So when we say the convergence of mobile and digital, we're going to need to define our terms, at least for today. And you'll use them just in the context of this conversation. But I want you to think now about the other convergent points. And the big one, and the subject of this panel, is the convergence of what we consider mobile and what we consider digital, and what you should take away and make actionable from that conversation.